All right. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, so I couldn't decide if I was actually going to live stream or not tonight, but here I am. Yay. Because, I was indecisive. Oh, so hello out there. We have someone watching. I think it might be myself. Oh, it has been a long day, and it is Sunday, and oh, no, it's Juju. Hi, Juju. But yes, it has been a long day, and oh my goodness, am I sleepy tired? Well, I say I'm sleepy, I say I'm tired, but I'm actually neither. I'm not sleepy, and I'm not tired. I just feel like I'm. Oh, that's something I would have done. That right there. I was having a day, Grace. I was very undecisive. I couldn't decide if I was going live, was I not going live, what was going on. I did back and forth like today. It was a rough day. So my weekends are supposed to okay. Friday night I get two kiddos that get dropped off here, right? And they get picked up Saturday morning between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. But see, they didn't get picked up until almost 7 a.m. this morning. So my day is just been all over the place. And I've been hours behind, and then you know, usually I go to sleep from like 4 a.m. until about 7 a.m. and then I get up and I start my day. And I didn't get that 3 hours of sleep. So in the middle of my day, I crashed out. So now I'm awake, but I'm still tired. Does that make sense? It probably doesn't. But that's how I'm feeling right now. It's like I'm awake, I'm up, I'm moving, but could I probably go lay back down and go to sleep? Absolutely. Do I want to? No. But that is what it is. So yeah, but sorry about the whiplash because man, and it's kind of funny because oh man, I'm hoping that streaming, me sitting here talking for a little bit and everything will make me be like, okay, I'm ready to go to bed now, because usually after I stream I'm like, okay, I can sleep now, and then I wasn't going to, you know but yeah, I'm just I am very impressionable today. Like I said, just because I haven't slept much, so it's just and my car broke down, and I'm very sad about my car being broke down because uh, hang on one second, y'all. Okay, sorry, had distraction in the room, but yeah, no, yeah, my car broke down, and hopefully we find out Monday what's going on with that. But yeah, fun stuff. It's in the shop, and you know what? It's crazy because normally shit would like start going south and not go right, and I would just whoop, I would just freak out and lose my shit. I'd be like, no, everything's going wrong, and yeah, no. Oh, yeah, I was going through pictures and I found a picture of my little baby business kitty. Oh, I miss him so much. But yeah, and then I found a picture of adoption brother, Dipper. And Dipper, I've got to get a picture of Dipper, but he is this huge, ginormous orange cat. And when he runs, his little belly swings. And we always thought that Dipper was going to be the little one and Business was going to be the big tomcat. And the roles reversed on us. Business ended up staying little and Dipper got huge. Dipper got so big and he just started packing the pounds on, and it was hilarious. It was like, this is not supposed to be happening. This cat is not supposed to be this big. So very, very seldomly do we get it wrong. But yeah, it was so cute. And then I found pictures of my daughter's hamster and her bunny and her baby bunny. Oh, I have a baby bunny picture I'll send you later, Juju. It's cute. Her little name was Sushi, and she was this little white baby bunny, and she was so cute. Oh, I miss all the little animals. We do not have as many as we once did. That is also very, very relieving that we don't have as many as we once did, because we had 4 rats, we had 2 rabbits, we had 2 guinea pigs, we had about 4 hamsters, and they're all in different enclosures, except for the guinea pigs. And the rabbits were kept separate because they would fight. But the guinea pigs had their own. And okay, yeah. So yeah, and then surprisingly, none of the cats have ever tried to eat the rodents. At least the rodents that are pets. Otherwise, the ones outside, oh, they'll eat a rodent. But if it was inside, they didn't touch it because they were like pet. They're gonna get in trouble. I found a picture of my rat, Master Splinter. He was my buddy. His favorite thing to eat was hush puppies and French fries. I don't know why. I adopted him this way, right? And apparently, the lady that I adopted him from, it was her ex husband's rats, and he just left them. And she knew nothing about rats. And the one of the two of them was older, and he passed away first. And she was like, I only have this one rat. I don't know anything about these rats. And she was afraid that she was going to end up, not being able to care for it and it would die because of her. So she didn't want that to happen. So I took Master Splinter in, and he was, I personally think, I don't know this for sure, but he was the biggest male rat I had ever seen. So I kind of think he was maybe bred with Norway rat, because the rat was bigger than my arm. And I've seen some like sewer rats that are that big, but not like domesticated rats that were that big. So I don't know. Whatever he was ginormous. And he liked to eat the junk foods. And we couldn't get him to eat pizza, but if it was hush puppies and French fries, Splinter was all over it. So yes, Subway rat. That's what. Yeah, I don't know what I said, but whatever I said, yeah, I meant the Subway rat. He was, and but then there's I mean, he was ginormous. I don't know exactly what he, like I said, I don't know what he was, but out of all the domesticated rats we'd had, he was the largest. He wasn't wild, because wild rats, you don't get like the white pattern in them, and he had like the gray and the white, and he was bred with something. But yeah. Then we had Ruby. That was a sad case right there with Ruby Rat. Ruby, okay, my nephew was staying with us and he had a snake. And his snake ate live food, which I was already not very comfortable with because you can really injure a snake by giving, just tossing a live rat into their cage, which is what he would do. And, I was just like, we could feed that guy some frozen ones, warm them up a little. And he just wasn't concerned. And, so he brings home four medium-ish rats. And the snake, or no, maybe it was either three or four of them. And the last one is this little white girl rat. And he put her in there, and the snake was like, "Nah, I'm done." Like, no. Oh, well, okay. A snake can get injured from a live rat if they fight back. Um, they can scratch their faces. They can tear their eyes up. Because when you feed them, you have. Okay, this is how my nephew did it, and like I said, I was not very happy with it. He would have a big bin, and then he would just give the snake the rat, and then the rat would fight. Well, the rat wouldn't fight, but if the rat did fight back, you could get an injured snake. And his snake never got injured while the snake was here. I don't know what happened after he moved out, but he went with Ruby. He tossed Ruby into the snake, and the snake was like, "Nah, I'm good." Snake was like, "I'm not hungry anymore. I'm done." And you know, took Ruby out and put Snake up, and we had a rat. And he was like, "Well, I'm just gonna throw this outside for the cats." And I was like, "No, heck, you're not." I was like, "That's not what you do." I was like, "No, no, 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 no. We're not doing that." I was like, "If anything, you're gonna go give that rat to your mom." And he was like, "But well, let's see." He was like, um, "We'll talk about that in a minute too, Juju, because, whew, like I said, I had my issues with it." Um, so he was like, "Well, let's see if Tito's hungry the next day." And I'm like, "Cause Tito was the snake's name." I'm like, "Okay." So he kept the rat 24 hours, and he tried to feed the snake again, tossed it in, and the snake said, "Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Not hungry." So I was like, "Yeah, your mom's gonna keep that snake." Um, well, because then his mother would become attached to said snake, to said rat, and yeah. So yeah, okay. If he did keep it, and that's fine because you can do that, right? But at that point, you got two smaller kids in the house. That my kids were like younger at this point, and they would have gotten attached to this rodent, and his mom would have gotten attached, which is what happened because she started taking care of Ruby, and yeah, so Ruby ended up becoming a family member instead of food. Ruby was family, not food. But yeah, I didn't. Luckily, he did not stay here with us too long. I don't even think he has Tito anymore. I believe he got rehomed. But like once a month, he would bring rodents in and feed the snake, and that's how that went down. And I'm like, I think he kind of needs to eat more often than that. But what do I know? I'm not the owner of said snake, so um, but yeah, and that's how we ended up on a we're gonna adopt rat kick for a while, because technically when you have rats, they should have friends, and we had Splinter at this point because I got Splinter before the whole Ruby rat incident happened, and It's like we're gonna find a snake that you like. It's like here, let's find you a snaky snake. Um, so we had after we got Splinter and Ruby, then we adopted Jade, and then well, there's two girls and Splinter's alone, so then we got another little boy, and then or no, we got two little boys. I'm sorry, we ended up with five snakes because then that's when we got Junkrat and Bubbles. Um, my kiddo didn't know that Bubbles um, was a boy instead of a girl. So instead of changing the name, we just named him Bub. So yeah. And then my kiddo found out that if you go to PetSmart and you ask them if they have any small animals for adoption, that you can get free hamsters. You see where this is going, right? So we ended up with Harvey, the little Two-Face. So Harvey hamster was my favorite hamster because he was my hamster. He was a robo hamster. Hey Sal, how you doing? Long time no see. Okay, that's not true. I saw you yesterday. No, we're not. um, but Harvey Two-Face, little Two-Face Hammy, um, he was up for adoption at PetSmart because a lady came in and got her kid a hamster because they wanted to get their hamster a friend. They didn't know. Um, they didn't know that you can't put hamsters together in the first place. And if you are going to put hamsters together, they at least have to be the same species. But you can Campbell's and I know there's one that you can breed together. Um, Winter Whites and Campbell's can be bred together, but they're the only two. Um, Syrians and like Robos, like the Syrian is the biggest and the Robo is the smallest. And she put a Robo hamster in with the Syrian and then wondered why it proceeded to attack the little guy. So they brought it back, and yes, they do fight when they're caged together, and it's bad. So they brought him back because he was injured, and I don't know if they just gave him a refund, what happened, but PetSmart ended up with the hamster back, and the vet had cleared him to be adopted after his nose had healed, but he was missing a chunk of his little nose, and no one would take him because his face was messed up. So when we saw him, we were like, we'll take him. And Harvey was like an old man. He had a little hut in his little cage. And it was so cute because if you tapped your finger right outside his little hut, he would run out and look around like a little old man that was going to yell at you to get off his lawn. And it was funny because he was so cute because you could tap and he'd run out like, go away, leave me alone, don't mess with me. So yeah, hamsters. I showed the one video that one time, and I got copyright struck for it. Hamsters can be quite the vicious little guys. They can be brutal. Um, so for as cute as they are, you know, so and he would if you mess with him too much, he would like raise his leg and try to pee at you, but he was so little that it just didn't really have the effect that he wanted it to. Like he was the grumpiest little old man I'd ever seen. And we had him for like 3 years, which is a really long time for them to live anyway. So, he had a good long life with many treats and stuff. So, and then we had the guinea pigs, Frito and Tika. My no, Twix. I'm sorry. My kids got a bad habit of naming everything after food. The rabbits, however, were named Jupiter and Star. They were named after, things in the universe. So it's either things in the universe or food related. So, yeah. Her cat's name is Meatloaf. She had one set of hamsters. One was named Toast and the other was Butter. So they didn't live in the same cage. She had like bin cages all in her room for her many different hammies. So, yeah. And then I have always wanted to get finches, but now I have wild hummingbirds that come out. So, I pretend that the hummingbirds that migrate every year are really my friends. I'm like, they're my friends. They're my pets. I feed them. They're mine. They're not mine. They're wild animals. um, when we moved from Alabama, from southern Alabama to middle Georgia, uh, we had this house that was kind of up on a hill, and it was covered in woods. Like you couldn't really see the house from the road at all. It was the best house we ever lived in. I think it was the house we also lived in when I was born. A family friend of ours owned it and they rented it out. So that's how we moved into it like a couple of times in my life. Um, but the way the house was set up, in the back of it, we had like this big porch thing. It was concrete. It was like I'd have to find a picture of it. Um, and one day I found a stray kitty, and that's where all of the madness started. So to touch on what Juju said here, I started feeding the little stray kitty, and I want to hear about Grace's birds too. But I started feeding the little stray kitty, and then more stray kitties came up. And at one time, I had about 30 stray cats come up to eat at the back porch. And my mom was like, "You're not bringing all these cats in the house." So my dad built them a little shelter for when it was cold and rainy and stuff so they could pile in. Because, I'm like, "These are my kitties." They're not my kitties, they're wild animals. So, yeah. And I had now I did have a huge white tomcat that lived inside. But yeah. Ugh. See, I've always wanted to have birds. Like I said, I always wanted to have finches because they're little and they're cute. I thought about doves, but no. Yeah, I had like 30. Well, okay. Technically, it was a feral cat colony. I know this now. I did not know this as a 13-year-old child. What my parents were thinking, I don't know. Um, but I literally had built them feeding stations outside, and I fed them and watered them every day. And before and after school, I'd put food out and water out. And yeah, and then the cats would have kittens. And at one point it was getting hard to count them, but I counted 30. There probably was more, but yeah, they just all slept on our back porch, came around, hung out. We never had mouse or rodent problems. So yeah, see, that's what we need to do. We need to get onto that. We need to train like all of them. Just go out, bring the money back. All the spares. It is. It is, Sal. It really was. And what's crazy is I had more cats there back in like 1990. I was 13, 92, 91, 92. Um, and now we live in a mobile home community, and I got like 15 outside, but they only come up like there's three that hang out in my yard. The rest of them, they just come around if there's food out and they're hungry. So yeah, but all of these are now fixed because, like I said, my sister-in-law, anytime she sees a new cat in the community and it's not ear tipped, she busts out the traps. She takes them. And at this point, if they're not wearing a collar, she doesn't even care. If you don't collar and tag your kitties, they're considered a feral in the community and they're getting fixed. So tag your cats if you're putting them outside. Otherwise, the Humane Society will probably pick your cat up and fix it. And like most of our cats are ear tipped. I don't think Robbie is. Yeah, and like we don't have that many that actually stay inside. Now there are a couple of the outside cats we do bring inside it's um when it's cold, but they usually the next morning when the sun comes up, they see the light coming in the windows. They're like, "We're out. We're going. Let us out." Um, and like throughout the community, there's like several of the homes that will sit there and put out food, and like we hide it under our sheds because we're not technically supposed to feed the cats anymore. Oh, and man, am I kind of annoyed. So we were told that we couldn't have our rabbit hutch outside. Um, Community guidelines. Okay, I get that. And because rabbits are rabbits and everything, my daughter got overwhelmed with taking care of them. She did rehome them. And I was proud of her because, if you can't take care of an animal, then you shouldn't keep it. But we did find there was a rabbit rescue that we had worked with before. One of my neighbors had a bunch of rabbits and they released them into the community. And we had rabbits hopping around everywhere, and rabbits breed really quickly. So if they didn't all get eaten by something, we were about to have a really bad rabbit problem. So we called them in, and then when my daughter's rabbits were finally, becoming too much on her because she couldn't put them outside anymore, you know, um, in the hutch, and they were having to stay inside. Yep, they do. They breed like rabbits. I mean, they're gonna get their rabbit on. It's like we are gonna have an explosion. So they had offered when we worked with them before to get her rabbits spayed and neutered, and she was going to do that until like I said, she'd gotten overwhelmed. Rabbits are a lot harder to take care of than any of the others. Between you know hamsters, guinea pigs are even easier to take care of than a rabbit. Rabbits they like to jump on everything. So she did end up rehoming them, and luckily I do believe. Oh, hang on one second. I'm gonna cough. Ooh. Sorry about that. But yeah, my daughter was, she loved her rabbits, but they were a lot to take care of. And I've heard that from a lot of people that rabbits are very hard to take care of. We had a dwarf breed and then a regular breed. Um, but I think the neighbor in our community that had all the rabbits, because they had a bunch of them. I don't know what the final count was, um, but it was a lot because they were breeding them and they would sell them around Easter time, and that's cool and all, but that was a lot of bunnies. And I loved Jupiter, her rabbit Jupiter. He was so big and cuddly and soft, and I mean, he was like super friendly, and he would hop around and he'd get in your lap, and then if you weren't giving him attention, he'd come and he'd nip at you, and he was adorable. He was cute. Star was mean. That was her girl rabbit, and it's like the older she got, the more like crotchety she got. Like she was just foul tempered all the time. And again, the older she got, it's like rabbit menopause, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what was going on with her. Never experienced that, but I wasn't big into rabbits either. Like I said, I had rabbits once when I was a kid, and then I raised them, and then they got old, they passed away. Um, so when have them 30 years later, I don't remember what they were like, and I don't remember if my rabbits did the stuff that my kid's rabbit did. So, um, however, it was just okay. But why I'm upset about that is uh so I get a picture from one of my neighbors, and she's like, hey, do you know who in the community has rabbits? And I'm like, or not rabbits, I'm sorry. Do you know who in the community has chickens? And I'm like, chickens? It's like, I don't think we're allowed to have chickens. And she's like, well, someone's got chickens and they're roaming around on my street. And I get sent a picture of like three chickens just out in her yard, just pecking away. And I'm like, huh? Like, what is going? We now have chickens running around. So apparently, some of my neighbors up at the top of the street went and got chickens, and yeah, so now we have chickens in the community. But we couldn't have rabbits, but we can have chickens. I don't understand, but okay, okay. I'm just baffled by how some people in the community can do some things and it's okay, and others can't. It's like I just don't understand it. It's like, what is going on here? Oh, yeah, and apparently they're letting these chickens like free roam the community. So, like, I'm afraid one day I'm going to go to leave and I'm going to end up smacking a chicken with my car, and I'm not going to be happy about that because, I'm not normally on the lookout for chickens crossing the road. But I've been trying to remind myself: if you get in the car, remember there's chickens now. Chickens in the road, great. So now that I make it a habit of trying to, yeah. We also have crazy, insane squirrels that run out in front of our cars. It's like, could y'all stop trying to be, playing chicken? Go play chicken with the chickens, not chicken with the cars. Yes, I have to because of the squirrels now and the chickens. And then we also have to keep out an eye out for the bigger animals like the deer. Um, I'm gonna knock on some fake synthetic wood over here because I haven't seen any this year. And normally this time of year, they are running across the road like crazy. And yeah, we have a lot of deer issues. So squirrels are quite the cute little uh you know tree rats. Squirrels, gotta love them. They are very fascinating creatures. The big white rabbit, is that giant rabbit? I know there's like a couple on YouTube. There was this one that I used to watch. A guy had it. I haven't seen the videos in a while. Um, and it could be the same one. It could be a different one because you know how YouTube is. What is the big white rabbit? Now I'm curious. Curiosity killed the mouse. And yeah, and some crazy buffets. Don't, if you're a mouse and you see a free buffet, you stay away from it. At least the smart mice do. The non smart mice, they go for the free buffet. Okay, let's see YouTube. Yeah, I am finding some weird results for big white rabbits on YouTube. Oh my goodness. Apparently on Nature on PBS, uh, she's got some giant rabbits. Oh my god, that is too big of a rabbit. No, that's kind of crazy. Oh well, if I ever saw a rabbit like the ones that this lady has on the Nature and PBS channel over there, I would kind of probably run the other way from that rabbit because wow, that thing is ginormous. Afraid the thing's gonna attack me. See, that's what I'm doing. I was hoping this would have the opposite effect, that I would start winding down because it, like, again, normally I get my stream going and then I get off the stream and like I'm good for 30 minutes and then I crash and turn into a pumpkin. Oh, let's check that guy out. I wish I could remember that other rabbit that my kids used to watch. Um, it was a guy and he had a big white rabbit that he would make food for. Now, what I've always wanted, if I could, get a rabbit. He is very cute. I just pulled that guy up, and he is a very cute rabbit. Like I could totally. It looks like he's nomming on a banana. Okay, I do have that on. That is adorable, and he's got little bitty front legs. Oh, that is adorable. I will have to. Yeah, I should probably show that video. But that was cute. And yes, he is very cute. He now I want another bunny, even though after the rabbits and bunnies we had, like I'm like no, but then you see one and you're like I could so have another bunny. um, when we first moved into the community I live in now, one of our neighbors had this giant puppy. He was, or she, it was a she. Her name ended up being Misa, but this little dog had the biggest head of any dog I had ever seen in my life. Right? Okay, let me show the bunny. Let me pull the bunny back up, and I will show the video. Um, and the dog was just left to like run around the neighborhood. And my niece was like, every time she saw this dog, she'd get it food, she'd get it water, and she ended up like the dog every time it saw her would come running and play with her, and it was just it was cute, and one day she's like, you know what, if I see this dog outside one more time, I'm gonna keep it. And I was like, you know what, I don't ever see anyone with this with this dog, so um if that's what you want to do, go ahead, because I don't know where the dog even comes from. And so she ended up taking the dog home. And I was talking to one of my neighbors about it, and they were like, well, see, it's funny you say that because I know who owns that dog. And they tried to give it to my son, and her son was only 5. And she's like, they just gave my 5-year-old son a dog. And I'm like, well, you can't really do that. And she's like, well, they gave me the dog, so I'm giving you the dog. So now the dog is yours. And that's how we ended up with Misa, who was part oh crap, Bernese Mountain Dog. And she had the biggest head ever. I've got to try to find pictures of her. Um okay, here we go. Let's share this video. It's rabbit in goblin mode. He is adorable. See, look at that guy. That is so cute. It's like, I like the Nana. It's like, let's just have a little munch there. Rabbits are adorable. They are just so hard to take care of. And you're right, it is a hazard. Like pets should be better taken care of than Chunko would be in on that banana action. Chunko and this bunny could be best friends. Grace, we need to set up a play date for Chonko and Bunny. They need to share a banana. That's so cute. See, I could like watch that forever. It's like nom that banana. Okay, I'm gonna stop playing that before I get struck again. See, we could that's what we need. We need the Chonko and the rabbit on the Nana action. There we go. But yes, that was an adorable bunny. And they're so cute. But they're so hard to take care of. It's like a double-edged sword. It's like, what do? You go get the bunnies, and then you regret it. It's like, oh, my poor niece, y'all. My dog once let out of the room, and I am walking to let the dog. Come on, doggo. It only took my puppy 45 minutes to realize I was not in the bedroom anymore. um, I don't think sometimes. Okay, I think what happens. I don't think they're like personally they would strike me. Sometimes I think YouTube has a system set up um, that it just kind of automatically happens. I don't know how that works, but like I was commentating on that hamster video before, and that thing has been shared millions of times, and yet I got a copyright strike on it, or I don't even know if it was a copyright strike. I don't even remember what the strike was. Yes, I will link. Um, yeah, so I just get kind of not to accuse anyone of striking me. It's just ever since I got the first one, it's kind of like I get weary of sharing others' videos without getting permission beforehand. If that makes sense, I gotta stop saying that. That is annoying me now. But yeah, it's like, ooh, let's share this. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, see, okay, then see, I feel better about that. I will make sure I link them and be like, hey, everyone, go like that little bunny because he's adorable. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. What Juju said right there. So yeah, it's like I don't think it's done intentionally or anything. It's just I know that YouTube is finicky. So, but yes, that bunny is adorable. I could watch that bunny all day, and I probably will be watching that bunny for the rest of the night. So yay views! And I'll be sending it to my kids. I'll be like, watch this bunny. He's adorable. Oh man, that is kind of funny. I need to make sure I need to make a note of that. Okay. Make sure I keep that screen open so I can link that bad boy. Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, I know I normally try to stream about an hour. It's been about 50 minutes. I think I am gonna try to rein this in for the night. Try to go calm myself down and maybe get to sleep before 2 a.m. Yeah, it's been that kind of day. So yeah, it just it's weird when you have like a schedule and it just all gets messed up. And that's what happened to me. So now I'm just all discombobulated. But I will talk to y'all later. Grace, I will see you Tuesday if I don't see you Monday, if I still go live tomorrow. I don't know. If I can get the research done on the thing I want to talk about tomorrow, then I will be alive tomorrow. But good night, everyone. Sleep well. Talk to y'all later. Bye.